It was often said by a great philosopher that no great genius, there is no great genius without some touch of madness. And I'm here to show you that madness. I don't know how to transition from there. So let's move what's grooving, everybody. It is the Spectacular Schmoopin, and welcome everybody to another drawing video here today. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are happy. I hope you guys are ready, because I have a new drawing planned for you guys. Some of you guys who have seen some stuff. A lot of you guys are familiar with the show Bluey, as you saw a couple days ago. A lot of you liked that show. I have a brand new show to Fnafitize with you guys today. Fnafitize. Introducing these things. You probably have seen these things all over the place. I have definitely seen them all over the place. In fact, I've seen them on my home TV back at home quite a lot. This is the show Zig and Sharko. For those of you who don't know what this is a show with like absolutely no dialogue, like in the slightest. You probably have seen these guys. They're pretty popular. So I figured, of course, following the trend of ruining childhood, wonderful TV shows that children love, let's ruin some more stuff here today. So I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to Fnafitize them. I think I'm going to leave the mermaid out. I don't know why, I just don't want to draw the mermaid today. So we're going to ignore the mermaid completely today. But today, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take Zig, which I think is the little rat thing. I'm going to take Zig and Sharko. Well, yes, of course, it's the rat thing because the other one's name is Sharko. And it's a shark, so duh, it's gotta be a shark. I'm educated this time. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all it is. Enjoy the pre-draws as this goes. I'm gonna draw a little bit, give you guys some awesome music to listen to, and then I'm going to completely change it up and talk about my design process and go from there. So, without further ado, hope you guys enjoy this little speed. I'm going here with this guy. I just realized while I was drawing this is actually a lot more difficult than I gave myself credit for, because I gotta take a freaking cartoon, this chuff looking weirdo, look at his stupid face, and I gotta make it into a semi-realistic robotic animatronic that is still keeping its cartoony features. A lot more difficult than I gave myself credit for, but I will try to figure out a way to make this a little bit better. So you can kind of see the direction that I'm taking him in. I'm giving him super long, big buff arms to kind of give him that big buff feeling. I'm still trying to keep his derpy looking, like, animated cartoon face by giving him this little snout and stuff like that that he can move around in. And maybe he's like an underwater security feature, you know? We'll make him the bouncer, because he technically, in the show, is the bouncer of this lady, this little girl right here. Because while the entire show, according to my knowledge, it's all about freaking... I don't even know what this is. Some sort of rat, I guess. Oh! I don't know. This thing, from eating her, is this guy. This guy is the guy who's, like, protecting her because he's got the hots for her, while this guy tries to eat her. And this guy is this thing's henchman. I'm pretty sure I got that right. But I'm going to try to create a bodyguard animatronic. Maybe he's the bodyguard at the Freddy Fazbear's water park aquarium. Maybe this little snout that he's got right here can kind of like detach and it becomes like a movable camera that the security guys can use while they're in their office. So like if a child goes missing or something like that, they're like, all right, send in Sharko. And he goes like underwater. And while he's swimming around, you know, he's got his little fins off to the right. I'm going to change them up a bit. I'm just going to have to because these little weird bumps look just weird. So I'm going to change them up a bit. But maybe while he's swimming around, his tail's going to be a propeller. That's how he's going to his way through water. But as he's swimming around, they're going to be like, activate snoot cam or something like that. And like, whoop. And then it will like detach and like maneuver around and stuff like that. So this guy's pretty much going to look almost like he's fresh out of the box, out of the market. He's still kind of in that Five Nights at Freddy's look. Kinda. But he's the underwater security system. I'm also going to try to change up a couple things, as you will see.
6.5 hours later.
Alrighty. So you can kind of see the direction I'm going with. I decided I wanted to make him a little bit more creepier and give him like these 3-finger hands instead of like appendages. And also something I discovered, that submarines and stuff like that underwater, they actually don't use like ball joints like our arms do and like our shoulders do and stuff like that. Most of them actually just use these one like bolted joints right here where they just kind of connect and they can only kind of move one way instead of being able to like rotate and stuff like that. So I decided, okay, let's do that. We'll make it as accurate as I possibly can, as mechanically accurate as I possibly can. And so I decided to give him that. I'm going to do the same thing for his knees over here. And maybe there's a little rotating gizmo inside here that allows his arm to do this motion. So he won't be able to, like, you know, rotate his elbow or anything like that. Well, it's an elbow. Our elbows kind of just have that one motion. They have that one lock motion in it anyway. Anyway, I'm going to draw him like this. I kind of like the direction he's going with right here. He's still very, very creepy. Like, if you saw this coming at you and he's like, don't be afraid, I'm here to save you, you'd be like, oh great, the mascot's coming to save me. But at the same time you'd be like, oh my god. Alrighty, here he is, and this is a he. I made sure of it. We got Sharko here. Now, this guy's got a bit of a story. So I told you guys a bit about, like, his different things that he has. You know, he's got the actual robotic arms. He's the water robot. He's the bouncer of the Fazbear, the Shark Bear, Zig Bear, the water amusement park. He's the big main security guard. He's the guy that goes around and looking for stuff. He's the big buff thing that tries to protect the entire facility, the entire place, and make sure everything is safe. And I gave him this water type of protective stuff. You kind of see these types of material on like different sensitive parts in machinery, stuff that's like, because you can't, for those of you who don't know, water and electronics, they don't like to mix very well. So it's very, very standard to have something protecting it in a sense. So for protecting the main mechanical parts, he's got this bits right here. He's got these little open arm areas. And then in any like sensitive, like super sensitive joints, he's got these green stuff to kind of highlight like, hey, this is a sensitive joint, be careful. And this right here, you'll notice I put a little tear right here. This is because he got snagged on something, you know, maybe something happened where he got snagged and he went into the water and water kind of short-circuited his system and he went overload. Okay, he went insane. He was like, oh, I got to protect everything. I gotta be the bouncer and get everyone out of here. So he starts going like uber, like evil on everything, and everything's like, oh, you're a litterer, time to die. You know, like, oh, are you littering? You die next. And so he starts wrecking stuff up, and that's what makes him go crazy and everything like that. That's why he's got the red eyes. Also, he just has red eyes over here, so now he has red eyes over here. But there he is! There's Sharko. Now I'm going to try to do Zig and maybe this little guy right here, if I have time. I got time. Plenty of time. I'm going to do Zig and Bernie. I like this guy. This guy's name is Bernie. Look at him. He's so cute. Okay, Okay, in honor of continuity, sure, that's a big word for everybody, continuity. Can you say that? Continuity. In honor of continuity with this thing, I'm gonna try to avoid with these ears. I was kind of going with these ears because these are what the ears of an actual hyena looks like, which apparently is what that thing is. If I keep going this pathway, he's looking more along the lines of Scooby-Doo rather than that thing. So I'm gonna try to avoid those types of ears, change it up the design a bit, maybe move it around. This guy has the most annoying laugh. Here's a clip of his laugh. As you can see, quite annoying. But I don't think there's like been a single like scene with this character where his mouth isn't agape and wide open. So I'm gonna give him that agape and wide open mouth. And I will incorporate Bernie into this somehow. Alrighty, so I want to just kind of come here right here real quick. I'm going to take this guy into this path because I do like the way he's looking right now. I do like his broken up, kind of beaten up look that he is right now. Because in the show, for those of you who do know and those of you who don't know, as I've stated many times before, for some reason this little hyena guy is trying to eat the mermaid the entire time and the shark is pretty much the bodyguard of the entire thing. So with that, I'm going to make this my headcanon, pretty much. So we have Sharko here, the big bodyguard guy. I'm gonna say that these two had like a mascot, because we all know this is Five Nights at Freddy's. They're an entertainment business. I'm trying to create this universe where these guys are part of that entertainment business. So maybe they'll have a mermaid performer, and she's out there in the water park, you know, splashing, throwing t-shirts, whatever. And like, you know, this guy, Ziggy, will start sneaking up on her, and he's like about to attack her, and all the kids are like, oh no, you know, oh god, he's gonna come get her, bah, we're a bunch of dumb children, we don't know what we're talking about, bah. And they're all like, oh no, if only Sharko was here to save us. And he'll jump out of the water and he'll come and save the mermaid, and he beats up Ziggy, the robot Zig, and he actually beats him up and like hurts the robot a bit. And then he leaves and they're all like, yay, Sharko saved the day. Anyway, back to the pool party. And so, because we know, thanks to MatPat, that Five Nights at Freddy's, the company Fazbear Entertainment, is very, very greedy and very they don't like to spend a lot of money. Over the years, Zig has received beatings from the freaking shark over and over again. And so he's taken a lot of damage, but they don't want to repair him entirely because they're like, it's the water park variant of our main attraction. We don't care. And so he's received quite a bit of beatings. My weird universe headcanon, and this is kind of my image of what the game would be. The game would be that you are like I'll say like mid-high schooler age girl, and you're pranked by your friends to visit the abandoned water park. You know, the water park that was abandoned. People haven't been there in years, and you are essentially sent there. And while you're there, let's say the main character of this game, picture this in your head, by the way, you look exactly like her. Maybe you have red hair and you look like the mermaid the entire time. And as you're trying to get through the water park and try to get through everything like that, the shark, the big shark's automatic defense system goes off, and he thinks you're a trespasser. So he's trying to get you out of the park. He's hunting you down. He's trying to find you through the waterways and stuff like that. He doesn't move very fast, but if you are near water, he's very, very quick in the water. Now, that being said, we also have this guy who's obsessed with the mermaid, and he wants to eat the mermaid, and his programming is going crazy, so he's chasing after you the entire time. He is fast on land, but very difficult to get you while you're in the water. So the game would be like, oh, you have to like try to get this guy in different water zones of the park, or you can only visit different water zones of the park while this guy's in those other zones. So while he's over here, you can be over here, you know what I mean? But you gotta watch out for Zig, because Zig is gonna be chasing you all on the land. Couldn't think of the word there. So, and this is where the challenge comes in, because if Sharko's on this side of the park and Zig's on this side of the park and you're over here, technically you're safe, right? You got to worry about this guy. This is the little Bernie. He is the security drone of the entire amusement park, the entire water park. And he's hunting you down, and if he sees you, he'll have like a little security feature where like his eyes actually like gleam out and you can see where he's looking at. And if he sees you, his alarm goes off. And if the alarm goes off, both Sharko and Ziggo, his name's not Ziggo, his name is Zig, just with a Z, Z-I-G. Anyway, they both get alerted to your location and they immediately start coming after you, and it makes the game a lot more difficult. That's my headcanon. That is what I see the game would be. In my opinion, small, but fun. I would enjoy that. So I'm going to keep going on with that. There's not much else I really need to talk about. So I'm going to move on to the inking and coloring process, and then I'll talk to you guys after I'm done with that.
Abuse that soul. Someone will make me do crazy shit. When have I ever forced you to do that?
Alrighty, so there they are. There is Ziggy, and his name is Zig. It's not Ziggy, it's Zig. I don't know why I keep saying Ziggy, it's Zig. Anyway, there's both of them. Look at them right then and there. I think these guys are wonderful designs. I do like how they're looking right now as far as their designs go. I decided to make Ziggy try to have like a little fur outline around his entire body to kind of protect his machinery, I guess. It's not like a fur like you put over top of it and it's like a cloth, but it's more like a fur that like sticks to the metal bits and stuff like that. It's actually like part of the thing. Instead of like draping it over top of it, it's actually something that sticks to it. So you still have some of the rips and stuff like that. This is what he's been through as he's been beaten up by Sharko and like all of that jazz, and he's gone through quite a bit. He kind of reminds me a lot of Springtrap, a little bit. But those are the two guys right there, and I hope you guys did so enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe, and if you like this video, be sure to hit that with a like, and let me know down in the comments below what different type of animatronics you guys would like to see. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy everything that I talked to you guys about, and I hope that sparked your guys' imagination. And without further ado, stay fantastic.